Howdy. How the hell are you? What's going on today? Ain't got a lot of shit going on today. Hey, got my overalls on though. I'm starting to look like an old guy, ain't I? Yeah. All right, let me take the gum out of my mouth so I don't look like a fucking cow. And we'll put a little dip of Copenhagen in there. That way I won't look like a cow. Because I'm not chewing it. I got two little packages today. We're going to take a look and see what's in them. And I'm going to bitch a little bit. I don't know where that one comes from. I don't know. Some of you guys' names, like Silver Selling Machine, I know your name. This guy right here, don't know your name, but you are from South Dakota. So don't know about that. I know a couple people from South Dakota, but I thought they were using their own name. I don't know. We will see. But first thing I want to do is bitch a little bit. Now that we've got a week's worth of evidence, material, and whatever, I want to talk about the Trump bombing in Las Vegas being conducted by a Diane. All right, Diane. Really? Oh man. I see you looking for silver. Rhonda, really? I did not know that. I am so sorry. I will have to send him my condolences. That's too bad, man. Sorry. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Special Forces guy that blew up the Tesla truck in front of the Trump Tower. Now that I've got a lot more info, I wanted to before news says he passed. Okay. Oh man, that's too bad. That is too bad. My heart goes out to him, man. I know what it's like to lose someone you love. And it seems to happen more and more and more frequently as you get older. When I was younger, I couldn't understand my folks going to as many funerals as they did. It seemed like they were going every week. And now I understand. Now that I'm a little older, I understand what's going on. Looks like I got one of my straps here. It's just not quite, this one's not quite adjusted right. I'm going to have to do a little adjusting there. Anyway, yeah, now we got the Trump Tower guy. And I want to talk about that because he was an active duty 18 Zulu team sergeant. I was an active duty 18 Zulu team sergeant. He was 39 years old at the end of his career. And let's see, he had 19 years and some change in. I had 20 years and some change in when I retired. But when I left Special Forces, I had 19 years and some change. And my body was so beat up that I couldn't be on a team anymore. I couldn't be a team sergeant. My body was it was shot. You can't, and you have to perform at a high level. You can't have time. You can't slack off. You gotta you got to pass the PT test, you got to pass the stress test, you got to pass everything. And my body was at the point where I couldn't do it anymore. So I was either going to go to the company headquarters to be a first sergeant, and that spot was already taken by my buddy Tim, because his body was done also as a team sergeant. But I and Tim Beck were platoon mates in the 10th Special Forces Group. Tim was in the transmitter section, and I was in the receiver section of the Base Operations Platoon 2 of Signal Company 10th Special Forces Group. So I'd known Tim for a long time, and I knew he was going to be in that first sergeant slot for a long time. So I would have had to either go to battalion headquarters or to group headquarters. Well, battalion headquarters was located in Kansas City, and I was living up in the southwest suburb of Chicago at the time, and my reserve unit was up on the northwest side. So I wasn't going to drive to Kansas City for a reserve EH slot. That would have been stupid. So my only remedy to the situation would have been to go to group headquarters, to an intel slot or an operations slot, if they had one available, or to go to Signal or Service Company. Could have went to MI. We had the 7th MI up there, and we had the 305th PSYOP. Well, I wanted to go over to the PSYOP company, 305th PSYOP. But my old team sergeant, Mark, was already the first sergeant there, and there was no slot available. All right. 77th MI is just an MI company, so it's only a first sergeant slot. That one was off the table. Signal Company, same way. Service Company, same way. First sergeant slots, no EH slots. So you're going to group, buddy. Well, we got deactivated anyway. So I had to spend the next 14 months with the 85th Training Division, which I absolutely hated. And I had a broken leg at the time and a cast on all the way up to my crotch. So I was on crutches. I swore once I was in Special Forces I would never go back to Big Army. And I know why after 85th Division. If I ever had to re-enlist, you're sending me to a special ops unit or I ain't going. That's it. One or the other. All right, now, my full assessment of Sergeant Levensberg is that he had already got off a team. He had already been replaced as a team sergeant. And he was feeling a little depressed. I was too at the time. When you come to the realization that you're only 39, 38 years old and you can't physically do it anymore. You just can't do it. I mean, that gets you in the feels, man. You're leaving all the guys that you love and having to go do something else. You know, those are guys you were with for years and years. And you have to leave them and go someplace else. It's hard, man. It's really hard. So that being said, the three conclusions that I came up with for that situation was, one, it was a brilliantly executed and planned mission on his part. And he is alive and well someplace in South America. And I say South America because the 10th Group's area of operations and area of study is in Europe and Western Europe. So he would know all the resources over there, languages and all of that. And you would expect him to go there. That's what you would expect him to do. Well, if it's brilliantly planned and executed, he sure as the hell wouldn't go there. He'd go someplace where you wouldn't expect. Would have been Southeast Asia or South America. Could have been Africa, but I doubt that. Seriously, I doubt that. So if he planned that and executed that flawlessly, it would have happened. Everything everything that we saw that was brought before the cameras and all that stuff, we were supposed to see. We were meant to speculate about. All of that stuff was brilliantly planned, but I don't think so. Why? Because I don't think there's no plan that passes the first shot. Everything after that is so all it took was one little fuck up, and he would have had to be planning on the go, or he would have had to issue a frag order to the mission. So frag mission. So I don't think it was that. The other thing was he was dead in the truck. At the time, it drove itself up to the building, and his body was placed there. And the reason I say that, it was a red flag, false flag mission conducted by the federal government, by the alphabet agencies, was that just like after 9/11, planes flew into the towers, burned up, fell down, all that shit, and you still find the passports from the hijackers, not from the rest of the passengers, but from the hijackers, were right there, and they were unburned, unscathed, just like this guy. His CAT card, his ID card, his passport, all of that stuff. Yeah, a little burn, but you can sure make it out. Looking at that truck and that explosion was meant to go up. It wasn't meant to go out. He knew better than that. He knew better how to plan. He was an 18 Charlie. I was an 18 Charlie. I know how to blow shit up, and that ain't the way you blow shit up. I'm serious. It's just not the way you do it. Not if you're going to inflict maximum damage and maximum casualties. That blowing up was sent as a message. It wasn't meant to kill or hurt or destroy anything. So he knew enough to blow that up, not out. So it was meant as a message. And then I started looking at the email that Sam Elliott got that was on the Sean Ryan show. I listened to Valhalla and God, what the hell is his name there? Can't remember his name, but he's a team guy too. It was, I believe, just a mental breakdown. I believe he had a mental breakdown, and it was a cry for help is what it was. And what it should do is maybe raise our awareness of what we've done to our veterans the last 20, 25 years. With the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and fighting to civilize a people who are not able to be civilized. They live in the 16th century, and we figured that we could civilize them, bring them up to 21st century standards in 20 years. Not going to happen. Wasn't going to happen then. It still ain't going to happen. You can hate me all you want, but those people are living in the 16th century. They have no concept, no clue of Western civilization at all, other than they're going to fight whoever it is that tries to invade or take over their country or is against their religion. And then we can get into the whole rabbit hole of organized religions and population control and all. We can do that if you want. We can have that discussion. But I think Matthew Liversberger was actually asking for help. And he wanted to send a message, and he did that in a spectacular fashion. He wanted to send that to our new president, I think. And that's why he did it where he did it. That's how he did it, how he did it. And the emails and the drone thing in the email and all of that. To me, he's been listening to too much Dr. Stephen Greer and alien conspiracies and all of that. So, yeah, just think about the veterans that have come back and what they're going through. They saw the country that they were actually sent over to defend and to help. They saw us leave there in humiliation, kind of like the guys after Vietnam. Same thing, except these guys had a little bit more thank you and that kind of thing after they got back. But I think they had more mental problems than the guys after Vietnam. The guys after Vietnam got no thank yous. They were spit on and called baby killers, and society just wanted to forget those people. These guys, at least, our society has said to them, thank you anyway. So, that's, just my 2 cents worth. It was even hard for me, and I'm one of those lucky veterans. I enlisted in 75 at the end of Vietnam, way at the end of Vietnam. I went through the operations in Panama and Grenada, saw the barracks bombing in Beirut. I got alerted, but never mobbed for Desert Storm. So I never saw a shot in anger. Could have been deployed, never was. Was still I was retired, but still a Department of the Army civilian employee. So I was still in the, no, I wasn't in the reserves. I was a DA civilian. Let's put it that way. Okay, I wasn't in the reserves anymore, but I still volunteered for Iraq and Iraq Edition 2 and Afghanistan. And I was basically told, if we need you, we'll call you. Okay, not a problem. But I did my part and I volunteered. As a civilian, I'd go. Not a biggie. Plenty of civilians in that, in both of those theaters of operations. So I guess I would have had to been employed by one of the big military industrial complex companies, though. The Department of the Army wouldn't have sent me over as a civilian working for them. No, I would have had to have been one of those other companies' employees. Anyway, we got 2 packages open. There should be, yeah, there should be, and I think that's. I think they were seeing that, but I think somehow they got shuffled off to the side. I think the Army, the armed forces were seeing that, and they were starting to do that. But I think that transition program got shuffled off to the side, so they don't see or hear a whole lot about it anymore. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make us veterans into the new terrorists. in America. And truth be told, we're the ones that are going to save this country. Truth be told. They're looking to deflect from what Biden has done the last 4 years by opening the border. And we know approximately how many terrorists have come through. And yes, they are tracking them, but not all of them. And I cannot believe that all the brush fires in California are started naturally. I believe some are started by people. So keep your head on a swivel. If you see something, you might want to say something. I think it'd be a good idea if you carried every day. And those of you who are like me have a truck gun also. A couple of truck guns, actually, plus the one I'm carrying. So, yeah, 2 weeks doesn't cut it is correct, Emerald. And is that what the program is now? Because I haven't really heard or seen anything about the program since they made the big hullabaloo about starting it a few years ago. Yeah, but okay, why then? Or is there this big discussion about internal extremism? Why? The drones in different states are ours. It's our technology. And I will tell you why they are in the air. More so up in the Northeast. Because they're looking for something. What are they looking for? They're looking for some missing radioactive material that was misplaced. Enough to create a dirty bomb. And you know how to create a dirty bomb, don't you? Well, if you don't, I do. When I was still working for the Department of the Army, I had found some at a reserve unit in detectors. They have samples in there to test radiation detectors with. There's samples in there, and you get enough of that, and a regular explosion, and it blows it all over the place. Okay, well, I found 3 or 4 samples that weren't accounted for on anybody's property book. Just doing inventory of different things. And I found those samples and I turned them in. And, you know, it was a different process of turning that stuff in as opposed to just unaccounted for regular military equipment. There's a little bit different process to it. So the stuff is out there. And it can be used in a dirty bomb. There is more of that stuff out there than you think. But that was a bigger shipment of nuclear material. So they were looking for it. And they're still looking for it. And they're still looking for other stuff. So, yeah. Those drones are ours. Yeah. Well, okay. What about local militias, Emerald? Why can't I belong to a militia, Iowa State militia? Iowa has one, Iowa State militia. And January 6th insurrectionists, you think that was an insurrection? If that was an insurrection, I guess you missed all of the protests during the Summer of Love, with courthouses and police stations being firebombed and burned. Um, all the other shit that went on in Pacific Northwest and in big cities. You missed all that, didn't you? Minneapolis. You missed all that shit, huh? The January 6th insurrection was nothing more than a protest, and uh, one innocent protester got killed by a capital DC police officer for no fucking good reason, and nobody's gone to jail for that. As far as the other people that went into the Capitol building, I'm sure you've watched plenty of videos of Capitol police officers escorting them around from room to room, opening the doors for them. Yeah, okay. So if you think that was an insurrection, you ain't seen shit yet if the government fucks up. You ain't seen shit yet if the government fucks up. As far as being in a militia, don't you think that's actually a good idea? The guy doesn't want to join the National Guard or the reserves, but he still wants to be trained. Don't you think that would be a good idea? Just in case. Yeah, it'd be a great idea. Yep, sleeper cells are going to be a problem. You are correct. And I would also get out of the cities because I believe they're all going to burn to the ground. Just my humble opinion. And then we're going to have to deal with the rats out here. Because the rats will leave sinking ship. And then the protesters, the sleeper cells, will follow them. I would be more concerned with our infrastructure, our electric infrastructure, our clean water infrastructure. Everything runs on electricity, man. Everything runs on electricity. Pumping your gas, pumping your water, pumping your sewage. Everything runs on electricity. I would be more concerned with electrical infrastructure than I would be with just about anything. However, freshwater infrastructure would also be a great way to spread diseases, don't you think? Yep. Yeah. There were people present at January 6th. How many FBI agents were there? 26, I believe, in that crowd, stirring people up. Yep. Yep. And none of them have been held accountable. You won't even know their names. Local militias being extreme, yeah, you're going to have a whole bunch of different people with a whole bunch of different ideas. Some are going to be extreme, some not so extreme. And that's what these people get together for, is to talk and to reason with each other. And so hopefully those extreme ideas come down, and the government is our benefactor, that extremism will come up a little bit, so that there'll be a meeting of minds in the middle. Is what I hope would happen. Now, if that extreme portion happens to infest the rest of the sheeple in that militia, the non-critical thinkers, then yeah, I can see where that could be a problem. But I'm thinking those guys aren't the problem. I'm thinking, like you said, sleeper cells. Um, and I don't really worry too much about the, well, I worry more about the extremist Islamic sleeper cells than I worry about anything else, Chinese or Russians or whatever. Um, and I've said it before. There are uh, three um, major powers that are vying for control of this planet. One of them is extreme Islam. One of them is communism, whether that's a Russian version of communism, the Chinese version of communism, or the North Korean version of communism. They're all about the same, except that the Chinese version and the Russian version are a little more capitalistic. Still a one man uh, dictator, but still a communist society. And then you have the capitalistic, technocratic um, society like the United States is becoming, where you have a melding of government and business, big business. So it's becoming an autocratic um, power play. So those are the big three right there. And if you think there are anything else, feel free to opine. Hey, Yaxnev, how you doing, bud? That is the globalist elite threat right there, buddy. What they're doing is they're playing all three of those against each other. They're playing all three of them against each other to see which one's going to be the winner. And then they're going to sit on the top of that pile. It's my 2 cents. And it's my live stream, so there you go. I'm going to let you look at the table here shortly. We're going to open those packages first, and I'm going to let you look at the table. And you can drool a little bit because I brought in like 120 ounces. So let's take the scissors here. Let's look at Angela's. Angela sent me something in exchange for my pennies, and I really am kind of interested to see what she sent me. I got a couple other things she has I want, and I have another package going out to her. As you can see, it's not labeled yet, but I have a couple of rolls of pennies going out to her. I'm not even sure what these are. It's a Federal Reserve rolls. I got a 1978 P roll, and I'm not sure what this other roll is. I don't see a mark on it. Could be two of the same thing. I don't know. But those are going to her when I get them bagged up here. And then I got a small package going out to Gremlin. As far as sending out silver, I think I've got everybody pretty much sent out. Uh-oh, what do we got there? Nothing in there? Yep, that's it. All right, you can go over there. We do have that. That cat. Yeah, silver selling machine. And what do we got here? A little thank you card. I rock. Thank you for making a difference. That's the first one I got that says "You rock" on it, though, so I'm gonna have to keep that one. And then she got something wrapped up in here for me. Oh my God, that one's closed too. It is a coin, though. I know it is a coin, and she knows I like Canadian. So when she gets it, I like to trade her for it. Holy Moses! Yep, that's all that's in there. Put that over there, and then we got all of this, right? And you got more and more and more packaging. What I get? What I get? What I get? What I get? Oh, it's a 2-ouncer. Oh, yes, baby. You see what we got? 2-ounce werewolf. Yeah. Oh shit. I better not do that. I get too much light on it there. Man. There. It's a little bit better. The 2-ounce werewolf. Turn it around here. It's in pretty good shape. Starting to tone right around the edges. See that? See that toning right around the edges? Right around the outside edge. It looks pretty good though. Very nice. Very nice, Angela. I like that one a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. I got to take some stuff off the table here. I'm buying, these are some Canadian nickels here, small nickels, a whole pile of them from my brother. They are so worn you can't see the dates on it anymore, but I got them weighed up, and I got 38.185 grams of Canadian silver there. And then I got 18.87 grams of sterling silver rings there. So there's about 52 bucks worth of sterling I'm buying from him. So we got some sterling silver there. And then I got this whole pile of gold. I gotta take up to the LCS and see what they'll give me for that. I looked at most of it. Some of it's 10, 12. There's one piece, 18 karat in there. Most of it's 10, 12. And I have one or two silver chains that are not magnetic. So I don't know what they are, but I have to take them up to the LCS and have them looked at. So we'll get them out of the way of the table there. I have to also contact someone and get some 2x2s for that stuff there. And then I'll just show you what I got on the table there after we get this other package open, but I don't know who this guy is. So we have to, I'm going to have to look at what's in the package before I can determine what the screen name is. What do we have in here? I don't know what is even in here. Something is in there. Wow. Okay, that's it. It's not a coin that I can see. Huh. I'll be darned. Now I know who it's from. Yeah, the gold, the gold chains and stuff, and the rings. A lot of them I looked at, and I can see that they are gold. The chains, on the other hand, are really difficult to see, and especially if they don't have a clasp on. So I will take them up to the LCS and have them check if they have an XRF machine up there. What did I get from Hard Knocks? I got a Superman pour. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. Superman pour is by, who is this by? 27 grams. It is, oh my God, 4.9's fine. We got to get the old eyes out. Nine. 0.999 fine silver. This is by, who poured that? Hard Knocks Metals. 27 gram Superman pour. Not bad, dude. Not bad. And you guys know I like to buy pours that other people, not machine made, because there's a lot of stuff that's machine made. But like Supreme Ginger Stacker and Angry Warrior Tackle Box, Thule, and now Tiger's going to start. Hard Knocks pours his own stuff. That's the stuff I like to buy. I don't really, I like Reckless stuff, but or Jaeger pours, stuff like that. I like that stuff. I like it. I don't know how much Reckless I got, but it's not like handmade in your garage type stuff. I mean, I like this stuff a lot better. So we'll just put that right over here with my Canadian, and then we'll kind of switch this around and show you what I got on table. Someday I'll be back up with Ginger again, hopefully, and maybe with Meg, maybe with Adam J and Gremlin one of these days. Let me see here. No, silver isn't magnetic. I know that, but I don't know what kind of silver it is. Well, that's, yeah. And the gold, the silver, I'm pretty well sure what silver is, because I do have those little guys right there. And I do have these two guys right here. If I can get them out. Ah, there you. I do have my scale. And I do have my Sigma. So I am pretty well set. I have the investor model Sigma. I don't have the big one per se. And my scale is a reloading scale, so it weighs right down to the grain. I can't do really heavy stuff on it, but I get it right down to the grain. I can tell you that. I put that up there. All right, we're going to put this guy back in here. Just keep him fresh and safe. But we'll put that right up over here. And goes in my sticker book. All right, now I'll turn stuff over here so you can see what's going on. There you go. And I'll even pull this up just a little bit further for you. Oh, shit. Hold on. Pull that up just a little bit further for you. There you go. All right. Now you see what we got. I do have two pores up here. You will notice, like I say, a ginger pour. There's the Hunter's Keep. And you guys saw this one the other day. It's a 4.5 ouncer. I got the Proto. And then I got big old Copper Dragon. Big old Copper Dragon. What is that one? That's a 4 ouncer? Yep, that's a 4 ouncer. And those are the pours I like to get. I don't have any Angries in here right now. I just want to put those two up. And you guys did see this, didn't you? A Second Chance sent me. Which I thought was just funny as hell. Here, silver. Bars. We got 4 bars over here. We got Germania, Scottsdale, and that Burundi Lion. These are 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30. There's 130 of just different stuff. So if somebody asks me for something, and then we got, oh, here's another bar here. Then we got half ouncers up here. And then we got more stuff here that I thought maybe somebody would want. I brought out all my lady stuff. All my lady stuff. I even have my absinthe in there. I even have that absinthe up there. And there's 2023 Libs and Lady Justices and Mermaids Rising and all kinds of women stuff up there. And then I got guy stuff down here, Odin and Hercules and all those. See, there's even one Reckless Pour right there. And then I got all the aliens here. I got, this is all like trade units and all of that stuff. And this is all the animal stuff here. The fish and the amphibians. Dragons, sharks, alligators, manta rays. What the hell is that one? Oh, I don't even. That's another dragon, isn't it? Nope, that's a tiger snake. And this one is Ninja Turtles. And then we got all the animals here. Rams, cheetahs, rabbits, rams, and lions. You name it. Got it all. I know there are buffaloes in here. I know these are, I think these 10 are Atmex. Yes. Nope, J and Bullions. I'm sorry. J and Bullion Eagles. I bought 10 of them at one time. Just the Eagles. Just 10 of them in there in that tube. And yeah, there are just all kinds of different things in here. Buffaloes and Atmex rounds and just, and if you wanted something, I would just open them up and dump them out, and they're real easy to do and real easy to look at. These are some of my older rounds, my older animal rounds. Here's a cougar. And it's USA on that side. You know, just older stuff. I got some old Christmas rounds in here. I like this one a lot. That eagle with that flowing hair on. Yeah, I got all kinds of them. Got an Incuse Indian in there with the eagle on the back. I got, what is this one? Oh, that's a nice eagle and sun on the front. Southeast Refining Incorporated. You know, it just this is older stuff in that tube. That's all that is. Just older stuff. So on this end is Europa in the bowl, or the goddess Europa. Goddess Europa. Goddess Europa. How many of them we got in there? I don't know, a couple of them. So there's all kinds of them there. I mean, you talk about silver. Yeah, I got silver, but we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to play for it when I get up with Ginger or Meg or Adam J. Let me pull this table back so I got somewhere to walk around here. Uh-oh. I got something stuck to my foot. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Stuck to my foot. But that's what we got. So let's go back over here and you can look at my ugly face some more. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about today? I think I pretty much stated my position on Matthew Liversberger and what he was trying to accomplish. I don't know. Yes, sir, that is a beaver. Hold up a second. I'll have to get him up here. This is Muskie. Muskie the beaver. You see his eyes, all beadwork. You see his little hands are all beadwork on leather. His little feet are all beadwork. But his tail is what tells the tale. This is a beaver, but it's made out of muskrat fur. So therefore, his name is called Muskie. And see, hold up a second. Even his little ears are beadwork and leather. I don't know where I got this from, but he's a cute little guy, isn't he? I had him downstairs, and when we were doing the beaver thing, and Meg was doing her thing with the beaver, see, I have my other 3 beaver coins in the bag. I took them down off the top up there. I got poutine, I got bubbles, and I got what's the other one I got in there? Bubbles, poutine, and I don't know what the other one is. I forgot his name. Bubbles, poutine, and paddles, and bubbles. That's right. All right. And then I did manage to win a race, and I got one of these. One of those. I really wanted one of them, so I got one. And then that goes along with my other little finger there. And then I did manage to pick up my tower from Adam J on a $3 race, man. That was a good race right there. And it fit every one of my poker chips exactly. So yeah, did a good job. And when we do get to racing, remember I've got these right here. We're giving them away when we do races. So then last place will also get something. That's about all, man. That's about all I got today. Read your chat, damn it. All right, yeah. Yeah, I know. The gold, that's why it's going up there. Brandon. Brandon, yes. I did not know what his name was. That's all I can say. Matt Leibsberger was having a mental breakdown, dude. It was a cry for help. He didn't want to hurt anybody. He didn't want to destroy anything. And he knew enough about explosives to make that happen. He did it in front of Trump Tower so that Trump would notice it. And yeah, um, uh, yeah. Read up on him more. You're going to find out that's probably what it's going to boil down to is that he was asking for some help and he just didn't know how to do it. He had been listening to, with the Chinese drone in the mothership, Iranian mothership off the East Coast, and that's all bullshit. Um, you think our Navy wouldn't know that? Hmm? You think? You think not? Really? They're the most advanced Navy in the world. You don't think we would know that, huh? But then, uh, if you think about it, even if we gave more money to the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard was bigger, had more capacity, capability, they are responsible for our territorial waters, not international waters. So they wouldn't know, but our Navy would have known. So, all right, those drones are ours. They're looking for, and I believe this is true. They're looking for large amounts of explosives, or they're looking for nuclear material that went missing, um, or just generally spying on the American public. Uh, no, he had been listening to too much Dr. Stephen Greer and um, Louis Elizondo and all these other yahoos that keep telling us we have alien technology, and we probably do, but there are some nuances to that little thing. That is our technology. That's technology that we've mastered by copying other technology. Now, we can go down that whole big rabbit hole later, but that's our technology. We're looking for stuff. Government's looking for stuff. So, yeah, Sean Ryan and Sam Elliott, when they first broke that story, I think they wanted to be first to break it, and they didn't have all of the information they needed. Also, they he's come back and retracted and redone the story. So yeah, I also listened to Valhalla VFT on YouTube, and he's an old team guy. Went to Afghanistan, and there are a couple other ones I listened to. So yeah, yeah, I think he, if nothing else, hopefully brings more attention to um, veterans, mental health, and what we need to do to help that. So, all right, well, I got other things I got to get done. So, nice talking to you guys. We'll do a little bit more talking about other stuff. Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up. Um, what did I have up there for a thumbnail this time? I forget. Damn. I always want to tell you about that before I forget what the hell I put up there. Trying to think now what I put up there. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, don't you hate it when you order something online for a certain amount of money and then all of a sudden you're charged $10 more than what you agreed to? That happened today again. So I had to cut a card and start all over. Another 10 days without. Yeah. Will do, Rhonda. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting us know. All right, guys. Love y'all. Take care. We'll see you later.